Ladies and gentlemen, the General Josh Allen is back. The Buffalo Bills stomp. They stomp the yard on the Las Vegas Raiders. Ladies and gentlemen, it's the Rico Report. It's the Buffalo Fanatics. Join me next. Let's go. And gentlemen, welcome to another edition of the Rico Report brought to you by the Buffalo Fanatics. It feels good to be in the win column. I mean, it would have been nice to be in the win column last week, but we had to be humbled. We had to be brought back down to earth for us to realize, hold on, this is serious business. And serious business is what they brought to the damn Vegas Raiders today, this afternoon. Ladies and gentlemen, it was a beatdown. 38-10. I was in my pregame show. I gave them the benefit of the doubt that they'd have maybe 17 points, 18 points. I knew they weren't making it over 20 because that defense is good. That defense is solid. But the question mark was around the offense. Could they get out of their own way? And that they did with a fantastic display of controlled football. My goodness. The one thing that stood out to me today was the time of possession. I don't know about you guys, but the amount of time that we had that ball and didn't allow Jimmy G and those Vegas Raiders to even step field on there, it was unbelievable. Buddy, we had 40 minutes of time of possession to their 19. 40 minutes. That's us controlling the game. We were controlling everything. And truth be told, I'm going to come out here and say it. A lot of us were pinpointing and pointing fingers at Ken Dorsey saying, it's Ken Dorsey's fault. It's this, that, and the third. Meanwhile, one could say if Josh Allen truly trusted the Ken Dorsey offense and what he wanted done, it could have been a dub last week. But Josh got in Josh's way. Josh got in the Bills' way and gave them the win last week. I mean, let's call it a buck. 4 turnovers kept the damn freaking Jets in the game. Can't even hate. Their defense was solid, but we still had an opportunity to win it in overtime. But that's neither here, that's neither there, because we are right now in the present with these Raiders. Now, y'all know how I do. Before I even get started, I got to give a shout out to the Raiders. I mean, I gotta find some positives for the Raiders. And I'll tell you right now, they jumped out to a great start. 5-play, 75-yard drive. Like, they marched down the field. We're like, okay, did we not learn from our errors last week where we're just allowing these guys to just do what the heck they want to do? But no, we came in and we handled what we needed to do. And we clamped down. We really clamped down. Jimmy G, 16 for 24, 185 yards. He had almost 8 yards a pop at 7.7 yards a pop. 1 touchdown, 2 picks. We'll talk about that, with a rating of 68.9. Now, most Raiders fans are going to be like, holy crow. What are we going to do about Jimmy G? What are we going to do about the Raiders? Right? That's their problem to deal with. You know what I'm saying? We've got our own wonderful things to talk about today, and it's such a nice feeling to not have to talk about the negative. There's a lot of positive that we can talk about today, and I'm super excited. Now, the run game 55 yards rushing for the Raiders, not their best output. Their best running back in Josh Jacobs, one of the best running backs in the game, was non-existent today. And he wasn't non-existent because he just had a bad game. No. We affected that reasoning. We were the effect. We were the cause and the effect, you know what I'm saying, for his absolute dud of a day today. Devontae Adams is always going to get his. He's one of the best, if not the best receiver in the game. 6 receptions for 84 yards. He had 14 yards a pop. He was on it, man. He was on it. Early, 1 touchdown, and it was looking like to be like, okay, what kind of game are we going to have here? What kind of game have we got? And then we clamped down, and then we slowed things down a little bit. Listen, Robert Spillane and Devin Diablo had 14 tackles and 10 tackles. I mean, listen, they did all right today. They did all right today. The one thing I can say is they didn't turn the ball over. They didn't take the ball from us. So let's go. That's what I'm really excited about. I mean, there's really not much else to talk about with the Raiders. Really, there isn't. I mean, the Trey Tucker had one big run of 34 yards, and that was it. We clamped down on them suckers, man. So there wasn't a whole lot for them to write home about. They can take that flight all the way back to the West Coast while we enjoy our dub. Now that that's out of the way, I mean, you got to give the Raiders, because I'm sure I'm going to have some Raiders people watching right now. Y'all got some work to do, man. Y'all should have paid Josh Jacobs early so he could have been with the squad, so he can mesh with you guys really well. But y'all would try to be cheap. Y'all ended up paying anyway, and look at the mess you guys have right now. So now he's got to warm himself up. You guys are already in a tough division on the West Coast. You got the Chiefs, you got Denver. You squeaked out a win against Denver. You know what I'm saying? So, and the Chargers. So listen, kudos to the Raiders. Y'all tried it. You came through. You got a taste of the buffalo wing. You know what I'm saying? I hope we gave you some ranch on that bitch, and away you go. Because I mean, I fuck with both of them, but some people don't really like the ranch. So I hope we served you that buffalo wing to ranch and sent your ass back packing to Vegas. Now that's out of the way. Where to begin? Let's start like this. James Cook. James freaking Cook. All right? Now, I know a lot of you guys are in here going to be like, here we go. Here we go. What you going to say now that he ain't this and he ain't that? Pause. Everyone relax. All right? Because when I'm wrong about something, and I'm not wrong, first and foremost, but when I need to humble myself and explain and give you the reasoning behind certain things that actually worked out, I will do so. I will, what they say, take it on the chin, if you will. But you know what? It's a great thing for all of us. Now, before I even get into James Cook, this gave me a tear to my eye. This is what I wanted to see.
Bursting free is Cook. Bursting free is Cook. Look at him rocket downfield and seal things for the Bills in an impressive day. For the second-year running back, James Cook, 37-yard run, a burst.
Well, that now taking him over 100 yards on the day. That offensive line has put together an impressive day.
Gentlemen, James Cook was excellent today. All right? Let me tell you something. 17 carries, 123 yards. He had 7 yards a pop. And before that big run, he was actually averaging 6 yards a pop. It's a shame he didn't get in the end zone, but that will be rectified, I'm sure, at a later date. But let me really get into this James Cook situation. For those that appreciate a run game, for those that appreciate a game that you can depend on your running back, this is what I've been talking about. This is what I've been wanting. This is what I've been wanting from our second-round draft pick. Never have I said I hate the damn man. I just said I need more. I need more. That's all I've been saying, and I've never got the more. Today was the time that I got to see, okay, he's got more than 15 touches, running the rock only, and he looked good. He looked elusive. He's slippery, and he's got great burst, and I like to see it. But here's the thing that impressed me the most. He was in the fourth quarter. And when we need to close these guys out, you give it to your dog and James Cook. And they did. They did. And it was beautiful to see, because you rip a freaking 24, 25-yard run. You love to see it. I love everything about it. And this is what I've been trying to get Dorsey to just respect the run game. You need a run game in the NFL. You just can't pass all damn day. So now you're going to have to respect us. You got to respect us. 183 yards rushing today. 183 yards rushing today. So now, when we play the Commanders, you think the Commanders are just going to sit back and wait for Josh Allen to just deliver the rock? Nah, man. They're going to be like, all right, these boys can actually run the rock. So now we become even more dangerous. That's what I've been preaching. But you guys are too in your emotions to understand where I was coming from. I love the run game. That's what it makes the game much better. Look at our production today. The Raiders had absolutely no idea what we were going to do. Look at the numbers. Just look at the numbers for yourself. Stephon Diggs, 6 receptions. Gabe Davis, 6 receptions. Dalton Kincaid had 5 receptions. James Cook had another 4 receptions. Dude, we were dicking and ducking all over the place. We didn't even have to go deep. We didn't have to show off the guns from Josh Allen. Do you guys now understand where I was coming from? You now see what I'm seeing, because a lot of times you guys were just sitting there thinking I'm hating. Not at all. When I see all these nice backs that are being utilized the way they're supposed to be utilized on other teams, and I'm sitting here wondering, why the heck did we draft a second-round running back and we utilize him very little? And put the offense in the hands of Josh Allen and Josh Allen only. You want to know why we failed last year? Was because we depended on 17 way too much. Let the guys in the backfield cook. Pun intended. I feel better now. Now you guys get it. You think Jim Kelly would have been able to do everything he was able to do and do all those great things in the AFC Championship game, all those great things in the Super Bowls that we've gone to? No, without Thurman Thomas, he wasn't doing diddly squat. You need a complementary back. You need a running back that can be effective. And what made me feel so great was not only was he able to run the freaking football, but when these guys were bringing the blitz, James Cook stepped up in the pocket and let him have it. Who the F is calling me? My mom is calling me. Golly, not right now. Hold on, I gotta tell Ma I gotta go. Ma, I can't talk right now. I'm gonna have to hit you back. Okay, Ma? Yes. My fat. Okay? We'll talk. I love my mother. But she gotta wait, because my Bills just won. So she gotta wait. She gotta sit on ice for a minute. Let your boy Rodrigo cook, baby. I was about to cuss. I said, Ma, what the? Can't do that, Ma. Ma, I can't talk right now. You know what it is, folks. But no, let me bring it back a little bit, just so you guys understand where I'm coming from. You need the run game. I'm telling you. And if we can establish it early in the season, wait till we get into the months that really matter. November, December, January. Because those are the times where, you know what, we're going to really need to lean on James Cook, really need to lean on Damian Harris. And my goodness, 33-year-old freaking Latavius Murray doing work. We're going to need to lean on those cats, man. Josh Allen has to understand that he just can't do it all by himself. Now, if you go back to the Jets game, the game plan was in place. We're going to methodically move the ball up and down the field. Just trust me. And the problem was Josh didn't trust the process, ironically. You got to trust the process, Joshy. This isn't Brian Dable's offense. Although I know, and I'm sure you'd love to go back to the Brian Dable offense, but he's not here anymore. So a lot of folks are like, oh, he misses Brian Dable and this, that, and the third. Man, bump all that. We chose Ken Dorsey for a reason. Josh Allen handpicked Ken Dorsey for a reason. So now that you picked the man for a reason, you got to trust the man for a reason. If you pick the man, you got to trust the man, right? If you guys know where I'm coming from, you guys let me know. So I bring this forward and I bring this up to praise James Cook on his ability to give us a difference maker other than Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs. Because it becomes old news when Josh Allen and Diggs doesn't work, then what? And then we're lost with our thumb in our ass, wondering what the fuck do we do? There's the F-bomb. I tried to stay away from it. But you guys catch what I'm saying? So now that we have another weapon, we can actually keep things moving. And I didn't even get into the addition of Kincaid. So once Josh starts to understand that he doesn't always have to go deep to get his 300 yards, for crying out loud, if he actually stayed in the game, he would have had 300 yards easy, and he would have had freaking monster numbers. So before I even get into the statistics on Josh Allen and the team and so on and so forth, fam, let's keep it real and understand that James Cook at 17 carries, 123 yards, 7 yards pop with a 36 long, and he's just getting started. So just keep feeding him the ball. Actually give him the ball. This is not Devin Singletary, where you can give Devin Singletary 9, 10, 11 carries, and he's got his touches for the day. If you have a dynamic back that you've drafted in the second round, use him. Utilize him. That's all I'm saying. And now that you guys understand, you guys are on my side now. All right? I'm your friend. I'm on your side. We are one. One band, one sound, right? That's what it's supposed to be. There ain't no division over here. It's just now you understand where I was coming from this whole damn time. And now Dorsey was like, all right, let's see what this young buck has. And now that you know, you better not stop, because we now know what he's capable of doing. In the NFL, you know he's capable of doing. He's capable of having 17 carries. He could have actually went for more. So now you know. So congratulations, James Cook. It brought me a tear to my eye to see us close out a game with the run game. Love it. Love it. Now let me just get into Josh Allen real quick. We already know Josh Allen didn't have his best game. We know that. He didn't have his best game. He wasn't what we were used to. We are accustomed to, right? Josh Allen has always put the team on his back and has delivered. But last week, trying to put the team on your back and just doing too much. And that's exactly what happened. Now, we also saw the game plan, because it was take what's given. Take what's given. If it's just in front of you, take it. And multiple times it was there. But Josh got inside of his own head and decided to, you know what, let's go for the gusto. Let's go for the throat slash and just let's end the Jets. But it ended up ending us because we're turning the freaking ball over. So in comes a new game, same game plan, but this time executed. And you can see it. Josh went 31 for 37, 274 yards, 7.5 yards a pop, 3 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. 0 interceptions. Now, let me tell you something, man. Usually a stat line with Josh Allen would also include 9, maybe 10, maybe 11 carries for about 50 yards, right? Josh Allen, 3 carries for 7 yards. That's low for Josh. So he's also trusting what Dorsey is trying to in place. Now, I'm not a big fan of it, because you got to let Josh be Josh. You got to have a couple design runs for the brother so he can get popped and get back up and say, okay, I taste the blood. All right, let's go. That's the type of player that Josh gives me the impression that he is. So you can't take that away from him. So I hope that Dorsey doesn't take that completely away from him, but I also understand that he's trying to preserve Josh and make Josh see the game for what it is and use your weapons. Trust your weapons. So good on Josh. 31 for 37. What is that? 31 for 37. What's the percentage on that? Is that 80%? Because at halftime he was at 84% passing. Let me see what the mathematicians say. 83% passing. 83% completion percentage. Going 31 for 37, 274 yards, and a rating of 124. That Josh Allen is what he managed the game, but he can rip your head off if he wants to. And it's early in the season. So once he starts to get comfortable with taking what the defense is giving him, wait till he finds a little crack in the defense and then manipulates them, and then boom, there goes your 50-yard bomb that you've been waiting for. It's inevitable. It's going to happen. But he's got to learn to take what's there. And that's one thing that Josh hasn't been able to do. He's been just getting away with it with talent and his arm strength. But sometimes you don't need the arm strength. Sometimes you just got to just take what the hell's in front of you and let these boys do it for you. Do you know how many unathletic quarterbacks that are out there in this game? They just give the football to their star playmaker, and that boy will take it 80 yards. Josh, you threw a 5-yard pass and you gained 80. Just relax. They'll give you the yardage. And that's exactly what happened. So salute to Josh trusting this offensive scheme, the playbook and scheme today. You trusted it. You didn't deviate. You did what you're supposed to do. And guess what? There were moments where you had to do what Josh does, break out of the pocket, back, you know what I mean? You got to go back against the grain. People hate that, but you can do it because what? You got the guns. So shout out to my guy, Josh Allen. That is the Josh that everybody wants to see. That is the Josh that we want to see. And that's the mature Josh that will make him have a future potential Hall of Fame career if he keeps this up. The guy is a talent. We have lucked in. We have lucked in to Josh Allen as our quarterback. So now he's just got to you got the talent. Just trust what people are telling you, and it'll work out. And that's exactly what he did. Lovely, lovely job by Mr. Josh Patrick Allen. Now, let's go to the receiving room. Now, earlier today, I was on the pregame show with my man Rev, and I got into I wouldn't call it a rant per se, but I got into it with my man Rev, and I wouldn't say get into it, but we were talking about Gabriel Davis. And if you guys watched the pregame show earlier today, I said they need to get Gabriel Davis involved, because once your number 2 receiver gets involved, it opens things up for everyone. It gets Josh warmed up. So it gets him his eyes open and can see everything. And today you saw it. 6 receptions for 92 yards, 15 yards of pop for Gabriel Davis off of 7 targets. That's what you want to see. 7 targets for Diggs, 7 targets for Davis, 6 targets for Kincaid. He's spreading the ball around, and you love to see it. Stephon Diggs, he's going to get his. 7 receptions for 66 yards, 9 yards of pop off of 7 targets. Kincaid, 5 for 43, 8.6. His production is only going to get bigger, guys. He had 4 receptions last week for 26 yards, 24 yards. Guess what? We're up to 43 yards. 5 receptions for 43 yards, a little more trust. And Bob's your uncle. We're in it. So, Khalil Shakir had 1 reception for 1 touchdown. James Cook had 4 receptions for 36 yards. Folks, we got a $123 rushing, another 36 yards. You're at over 150 yards of all-purpose. We needed that. And now that the offense knows, now that Coach McDermott knows that these are the capable things that this guy can do, and he's shown it to you physically, you can see it, and he's not bothered by it, and he's getting right back up spry like a young buck that he is, let's not stop. Keep feeding that brother the ball. Because the more you give these running backs the football, the more warmed up they get and the more dangerous they become. Off of 6 targets, 6 touches, 9 touches, 12 touches, you can't really get a good feel for it. You get up to 15, 16, 17, 18 touches. All right, now you win it. Give me the ball a little bit more. So shout out to those guys, man. The receiving room, solid today. Everyone did what they were supposed to do. You got targeted and you caught the ball better than you. There was very little drops today. Love every bit of it. Let's go to the defense real quick. Because we need to talk about this, folks. Because last week, the leading tackler on our team, yep, that's right, Terrell Bernard, a.k.a. the substitute teacher, Mr. Bernard, right? Everybody knows a Mr. Bernard. That's the substitute teacher, right? So Terrell Bernard led the team with tackles last week with 11 tackles, 3 solo. He leads the team with tackles today with 6 tackles, 3 solo, with a pass deflection and an interception. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm not saying we got something, but we need to pay a little bit more attention. Once this guy gets healed up a little bit more, he starts to get a feel for the game. Maybe this is the combo that we need. Because the last time I checked, Josh Jacobs is not a scrub. Last time I checked, the offensive line for the Raiders were actually number 1 in the league last week. So that's not a scrub of an O-line. This defensive front, alongside Milano and Terrell Bernard, they brought it today. They absolutely brought it today. So you got to give a shout out to Terrell Bernard. I got to. And when I watch this game all over again, I'm going to be really paying attention to see, okay, did I see what I really saw? And from what I saw, this guy was moving around and doing really good things. Matt freaking Milano. Let me tell you something, man. There are some plays that players will do, and you're like, yo, he's a professional. That guy's a professional because that's what you call an athlete. This brother today, Jimmy G throws a last-minute check down to Josh Jacobs. Yo, my man, thinking atheist. Anyway, he goes and sees what's happening. He reads it. The awareness on Matt Milano is unreal. This brother comes in, hops the route, jumps over Jacobs, snatches the interception, and mosses that thing from him. That's what you call a man. That's what you call a man's man. That brother said, I'm taking this. I'm making the difference for my team, and I'm giving the football back to my squad. Fam, stop playing. Sean McDermott got this defense cooking, boy. That's twice in a row that he's got this team offensive points at less than 17. 16 for the Jets last week, 10 for the Raiders this week. I don't want to even hear, oh, but it's the NFL. It is the NFL. You just never know these days. And the Bills asserted their dominance on the defensive side of the ball. Loved every bit of it. So, folks, I'm not done. I got two more guys to give a shout out to. Edward Oliver. See, Ed Oliver, I'm going to just call him Ed because when Ed is just, doing Ed things, you don't really hear from him. It's just Ed Oliver. But when he has a solid game, it's Edward. And today, Edward was on it. Edward started with the second play of the game. They tried to run that ball to Josh Jacobs. And my friend Edward came in, not only jacked up his lineman and bumped Jacobs down and was like, all right, I'm ready to go, baby. I'm ready to go. He was even on his horse, letting brothers know, he coming from Houston, baby. He's here now. Shout out to my man, Edward Oliver. Big day for Edward Oliver today, man. 3 tackles, 2 solo, and he had himself a tackle for a loss. Huge one. You know which one it was. And a big QB hit. He was all over today. He was absolutely all over today, and I love to see it. Greg Rousseau was a dog. Greg Rousseau, I don't even want to call this brother underrated because he's not underrated. He's far from underrated, but he's only getting started. That brother's only getting started. With what you've seen from this defense thus far, Greg Rousseau stood up. Pressure on the quarterback. Hands out, deflecting footballs. That first deflection that Terrell Bernard got the interception on, who do you think that came from? Gregory Rousseau. These boys are only starting to warm up. They're warming up. And once they get in the flow of things, they start moving it. That big matchup that we have next week against the Commanders, you piece things together, you keep that going, and then we have the Dolphins after that. We can put some really good momentum. And it pisses me off because we could easily be right now 2-0 in the conference. This was a big game because not only did we win a conference game, but we could be 2-0 in that conference. Now we split one. I mean, I always had a splitting with the Jets. I didn't want it to be this early, but it is what it is. But every game counts and matters. We can't play that silly game, man. It all matters. Salute to my guy Silas Whittle. What up, Cy? Cy comes in and says, yo, did I not call 3 takeaways today on the DC? On to DC next week, baby. Yo, Silas came on to the pregame show, and we were talking about bold predictions and hot takes. And he said it, man. Yo, listen, not only did he say Josh will have no turnovers, he did say that, but he also said that the defense was going to come and have 3 turnovers. Let me tell you something. What a breath of fresh air having Dane Jackson come in, knowing that you've lost the job to Christian Benford as cornerback 2, and they put you in, you could be doom and gloom. You could be like, I'll just be out here, do whatever. No. He came in and put a textbook tackle. Was it on Tucker? I don't know who it was that he put a tackle on. And he actually popped that thing out. I think it was Zamir White. Pop that thing out on Zamir White. Defense huddles all over that thing. Listen, today was a very complete day. A very complete day for the team. Offense, defense. Tyler Bass was hitting field goals, no problem. Sam Martin got a little bit of nicked up because it wasn't a flag. It shouldn't have been because the player pushed his own player into him. He got up and did his thing, but a nice punt, 54-yard punt. Shout out to Sam Martin. But a very good day altogether for these Buffalo Bills. You can't go wrong. You cannot go wrong. And let me tell you something. What I loved, and I have to say, I love the fact that we had our kick returner and Damon Harris come in and take one for 44 yards. Like, dude, that's a running back, baby. Love it. Altogether, great game by the squad. We came together. We knew what was at stake. We understood the assignment, and we aced it. We aced the assignment. A freaking plus. That's how you bounce back. You bounce back with strong defense. You bounce back with not making any mistakes. You bounce back with a strong run game, and you bounce back by taking advantage of situations. 4th and 1, we got it. You want us to take a field goal? Not happening. Shout out to y'all, man. Now let's go to the team stats, because sometimes it's not just the box scores, and I give the box scores to kind of give you paint you a picture of what took place. But this was a total domination. This was a total domination, and this is how you know it was a total domination. Altogether, 29 first downs as opposed to their 13. And of those 29 first downs, we had 17 of them as a passing first down. That is us taking what the defense is giving us. Don't force it. Allen, they know what you like to do. They're waiting to bait you. So why don't you bait them? Bring them in. Lull them a little, if you will. Right? Here's a little check down. Here's a little dig route. Here's a little button stop. You know what I'm saying? Bring them in. And then as soon as you come in and you bring them in, you can hit them deep. And what I loved is that we didn't stay in shotgun all freaking game. We went under center. And I'm going to tell you something, man. Josh Allen is potent when he's under center. He's potent when he's under center. And you have no idea what's going to happen at this point, because he's still as elusive. The boy has pocket presence like you wouldn't believe. He had one great, actually, the route, the one where he got hit and there was a flag on offense. There was a holding call, and also there was a call on the shoulder to the head. And Josh Allen backs up, moves in the pocket so smooth, and takes off for about a 15, 20-yard run. The guy is nice. And for those that were calling for his head and this, that, and the third, pipe down. Pipe down. This guy's one of the best quarterbacks in the game. Pipe down. These guys talking about, oh, he's not even a top 10 quarterback. Pipe down. Y'all don't even know what you're talking about. I'm waiting for everybody to jump back on his D. You know how they do. Sickens me. Rushing first downs, 10 of them. Guys, we went 5 for 13 last week on third down conversions. We went 7 for 13 this week. Over 50%. We'll take that. Defensively, we stopped and held the Raiders to 3 for 7 on third down. But here's the thing that I love the most. 4 situations we were in fourth down mode, and we converted on 3 of 4. Give me that all day. Give me that all day. That's trust in your offense. That's trust in the O-line, and we'll take that. Guys, 450 yards of total offense today to their 240. We each had 9 drives. We were each doing 6 yards a pop. But here's the difference. We convert. We converted, and we didn't give the ball over. And that's what happens, man. You cannot give the ball over in this game. This league is unforgiving. You turn the ball over enough, it's a wrap for you. It's a wrap. 183 yards rushing. This is why I stress so much on the run game. You can only get so far with passing the rock and passing the rock and passing the rock. You got to trust the guys you drafted in the second round. If you trust your guys that do the scouting, then trust that the guys that did the scouting got you a good piece. Put them on the field. Let them play. Let them cook. And that's exactly what James did today and the rest of the backfield. Off of 35 attempts. This is what I love. We gave up the rock 35 times. Give me all of that, man. 5 for 7 in the red zone. And here's the beautiful thing. 4 penalties. 4 penalties all game. 4 penalties for 30 yards. The Raiders had 2 for 30 and three turnovers. You can't win the game that way, boys. You can't win the game. And the time of possession 40 minutes. I mean, that's to me, that's how you take care of business. That's how you take care of business, folks. I ain't got to tell you anything else. That's how you take care of business. It was balanced. Balance. And when you are balanced, you can manipulate it and you can do whatever the heck you want to that defense because they don't know what's coming their way. Whenever you have an offense that is just one-dimensional, we can play one-dimensional defense, man. They ain't going to do that. We don't trust it. And they're not good enough. But you do have a good enough back that if you start playing a way that you don't respect us, you're going to pay. And the Raiders paid today. And they paid dearly. They got to go back to, back to the drawing board and figure things out. Now, I got to give flowers. Because we can't sit here. I'm going to be real. And you always hear people say, as you can trash this person publicly, or if you're going to trash someone publicly, you better be able to give an apology publicly. Now, let's be clear. This ain't no damn apology. But this is an acknowledgement. And Spencer Brown today. I'm going to give him unsung hero. And it's a little much to give him a unsung hero, but that's the one I'm going to give him today. I'm going to tell you why. Because Spencer's been getting killed. Listen, he's been getting absolutely crushed online. From myself included, but a whole lot of people have been getting on his ass. And Spencer Brown had one thing to do. He only had one thing he needed to do, was to bounce back. He needed to. Even today, on the pregame show, I was like, you know what? We can talk about how I'm so scared for Spencer Brown. I'm this, that, and the third. I didn't want to go that route. He's a grown-ass man. You have to step your game up now. You had your garbage game last week. Okay, now it's time for you to step up. The same way we want Gabe to step up, the same way we want Josh Allen to bounce back. Well, you know what? Spencer Brown, you got to bounce back. You got to answer the bell. Those were exactly my words today. And that he did. Because the fear was, oh, shit, Max Crosby's coming to town. Max Crosby has 38 sacks in the last 5 years. Max Crosby has 2 double-digit sack seasons. Max Crosby had 12 and a half sacks last year. Here comes big, bad, tatted up Max Crosby. Silence. Crickets. Not a damn peep from Max Crosby. Now, I'm not going to say that we chipped in and helped on Max Crosby all day, because we did. We had some help. But there were moments that there were moments that Spencer Brown was on his own and he handled himself. And those are the type of games that you need to produce, so you give yourself that confidence. So now you become a trustworthy piece to this offense. And if you're trustworthy, guess who shines? Josh Allen. So Spencer Brown, keep it up. You had an excellent game. Let me pull that back. You had a solid game, because I want to go back and really see how well he did. But I didn't hear peep. In the times that I did pay attention to Spencer Brown, he did well. He held his own. So you got to give the credit to where the credit is due. I know he was getting just slandered online. And I'm sure his folks are like, oh my gosh, I can't read anymore. Stop. Sorry, Mrs. Brown, Mr. Brown. Your boy wasn't playing well. But today we can say he did play well. The whole O-line played well. Deion Dawkins was solid today. Did you see Deion Dawkins today? Deion Dawkins was solid, bro. The whole line came to play. Osiris Torrance ain't looking like a damn rookie. Matt McGovern, solid addition. And once these guys play a lot more together and gel more, 17 is going to freaking kill you. And he's already in a pissed off mode right now. And I've said it before, and I'll say it again, man. That, hey, oh, good guy, Josh Allen, that Jim Duggan, Josh Allen. I told you, we don't want no Jim Duggan, Josh Allen. Jim Duggan's always giving a thumbs up. Nah, bump all that. We want Razor Ramon, Josh Allen. We want, you know what I'm saying? I'm the dickhead Josh Allen. And that's the type of Josh Allen we want. Bring that shit. Because everybody's gonna try to come for you, boy. Everybody's gonna try to come for you. But Spencer Brown held it down. The O-line held it down. And if you hold it down, guess who flourishes? Josh Allen, James Cook, Damian Harris, Latavius Murray, the whole offense. So you know what? Shout out. Shout out to the damn offense. And shout out to Josh Allen. Unsung hero, Spencer Brown. Love it. Keep it up, Spencer Brown, because I'll be on your ass if you don't. And you know we will. And you know we will. And I certainly won't be the only one. That's for damn sure. So shout out to the whole team today. Y'all came through and played. Y'all came through and played. Now, I got another 15 minutes before I get out of here. Give or take. Because I got to jump on the pod with my man P Money and Pierre. And I got to talk to my man Bobby because we gotta jump into the barbershop. Because Pierre would be talking about how proud he is to be a homer. In the chat, get in there and type homer. What? Do my ears deceive me? Did I hear that? Cringe. But we won. And I'm coming for his ass in the barbershop. You best believe that. Yeah, he said he had a little bit to sip on. You know what I'm saying? He was feeling good. And I'm going to rain on his parade when we jump on the barbershop. That's for sure. I'm going to rain on his parade, baby. Let's go. So, folks, before I get out of here, it's nice to deliver a win. And here's what it does overall. Because I'm looking how important these games will be and how important these games are and how important these wins are. And the fact that it's a conference game that we won was excellent, number one. But when I look at to see what's going on out there, folks, the Cardinals are up 14-0 on the Giants. The 49ers are tied with the Rams, divisional game. Right now, the Cowboys are up 7-0 on the Jets. Fantastic. The Broncos are up 14-3 on the Commanders. We play the Commanders next week. Let's go. The Dolphins don't play till later tonight. And let's keep it cracking, baby. Like the Packers, they lost to the Falcons are 2-0. Pardon moi? Okay. Obviously, the Bills came down on the Raiders today. The Ravens, they beat the Bengals are 0-2. Nah, let me see what's going on. The Bengals are 0-2. What did Joe Burrow do? That's the highest paid cat in the game right now. What did he do today? I need to know. What did my brother do today? Joe Burrow. Nah, he did not have that type of game today. Heck no, he did not. No, he did not. What did Joe Burrow do today? Joe Burrow, 222 yards. How many interceptions? 2 TDs, 1 interception. Just not good enough. Just not good enough today. Wow. Joe Burrow, 0-2 in the division and 0-2 in the conference. No. You can't have that. You can't have that. You can't have that. The Bengals are feeling it, so the Bengals will have to figure themselves out. Do we play the Bengals this year? We got the Bengals? Got the Bengals anywhere? Bengals this year? Because I know we played them last year. Did they give us the Bengals this year? No, they did not. So we ain't got to face the Bengals. All is good. But my goodness, how about that? So, ladies and gentlemen, this was a big win. This was a huge win. We needed this, and we got the win. And that's what we've got to keep building on it. The Seahawks take down the Lions. The Chargers lose to the Titans. 0-2 Chargers. There you go. You got to win in this game, baby. You got to win. These games matter. That's why that Jets game was a huge one. But we'll let them have it because we're going to get that later one down the road. I told we're going to split that one, but we're going to get the one down the road because we'll be polished and we're ready to go. And Von Miller will be back. Yo, y'all y'all tripping. Wait till we get that thing popping. Golly, the Titans take down the freaking Chargers. The Bears are the Bears. They lose, man. They got to do something about that boy over there. They got to do something about that guy over there. I don't know what's going on. Justin Fields, I don't know, bro. The Buccaneers are 2-0. The Chiefs, they win a squeaker 17-9 over the Jaguars. And the Colts win 31-20. Ladies and gentlemen, it's the NFL, baby. And every game matters. You got to come out here ready to play and bust ass. So let me get my conclusion. Let me close this door real quick. Every game matters. And what we did today against the Raiders was a confidence booster. What we did today against the Raiders was, okay, it allows you to get back on track. It allows you to find your identity a little bit more. Instead of all this trying to figure things out, it looks like we found the formula that works. And the beautiful thing about this is we're going to get better. We are going to get better. It's not going to change. And the fact that we have new contributors, new guys stepping up and coming in and showing that they're worthy and they can do things in this game, it makes all the difference. Coach McDermott trusting the process, Ken Dorsey doing what's best for the offense, and all the contributing factors that helped made this game happen and make this game work and get that dub, dig deep and get that dub. And it's nice, man. You look at the scoreboard, 38-10. We're back to putting up points on the board, baby. And the defense is stellar. So let's keep that up. Let's stay healthy. We got nicked up a little bit. Micah Hyde was seen exiting the game. So hopefully he's good. Who else did I see? Somebody else left the game earlier in an injury. I'm not sure who it was. But we got to get those guys back and healthy, man. We do. We got to get those guys back to being healthy and get going. But folks, all around a solid game today. All around a solid game. So now we build. Now we build on this game, and now we get it cracking. There's not much else for me to share. It was a big win. I'm happy. My week starts off great. Doesn't the week start off great when you get a Bills win? I was salty as ever when I went back to work. People were talking about, how'd your Bills? Yo, knock it off. Knock it off. Because I proudly wear this ball cap. Win or lose, I proudly wear that thing. Maybe I just got this one. It's crisp as hell. Right? So when my team wins, I don that thing. Who wants to talk now? I didn't think so. So I got to call my man that's a Raiders fan. I got to call him and ask him what happened. Because I need answers. I need answers. You got to give me the answers, man. So before I get out of here, let me get to my super chats, because the super chats that have been popping, and I can't leave without reading the super chats. Can't do that. Shout out to my man John Brown. It comes in and says, yo, Spencer Brown owned Max Crosby today. Listen, he did what he was supposed to do today. He understood the assignment. He knew how big the assignment was, and he handled his business. Now, it doesn't get any easier next week. It doesn't get any easier next week because they've got a very good pass rush in the Washington Commanders. So we'll see how that plays out. By the way, I got to give a shout out to a new member to the Bing Squad, Phil. Bing, biggity, bing. Welcome to the Bing Squad. My guy Phil just became a member. All you have to do, folks, if you want to become a member, it's very simple. Supportbf.com. We appreciate the support. We appreciate everything that you guys contribute to the show, and everything that does come to the show goes back into the show. We promise you that. So I appreciate that. Phil, thank you for becoming a member. All love. Appreciate that. Let me get another super chat coming from a man, Dan Brown. What's up, Dan? Dan comes in and says, hey, I feel bad for Jessica. Had to take it up to the... I feel bad for Jessica. I had to take it up the tailpipe today. Well, sometimes you just got to take it up the tailpipe and not say a word. Just keep your mouth shut and just take it. Sometimes that's just the case. That just be the case. Let me get another super chat in from Andy Johnson. Andy says, yo, did Cook show you something today, Rico? You know what? He absolutely did. He showed me that he can be trusted. He showed me that he can handle a workload, more than 12, 11 touches, and that he's trustworthy in the backfield to pass protect. That's big, man, because when you can do those things, it allows you to stay on the field more. And what most importantly, what makes me happy is in the fourth quarter, when you want to hold on to the ball, when you want the time of possession, you want to grind out the tough yards. This is where you bring in a guy like Damian Harris, you bring in a guy like Latavius Murray, but you still could use our guy James Cook, and James Cook was able to finish off the Raiders, and that's exactly what happened today. After that James Cook run, it's over with. Take 4 knees and call it a day. It's a wrap. So salute to James Cook. And yes, he did show me something today. So what I'd like to see is that we continue to see what he's able to provide for us and show us. I don't want to see them pull away from him and say, no, we're good. No. Now he showed you what he can do. Keep it rolling. Keep it all the way a buck and keep it rolling. Let me keep going here. I got a super chat from my man GQ Bobby. What up, GQ Bob? GQ Bob comes in and says, yo, get used to this Bills Mafia. This is going to be our offense. This is how we should have looked last week. Facts, GQ Bob. I can't even remember the last time an RB was over 100 yards and more than Josh. We start clicking. Watch out. I'm telling you, this is what we needed. We needed this from James Cook. We needed that. And for those thinking that I was just hating that I was this, no, man, it's because I wanted more. I wanted more, and I knew that we could get more. So if we draft the brother in the second round, you better utilize that brother, man. And if he's got the skill set that you believe he does have, use him. Use him now. And for those that keep saying, you know what I'm saying, well, the running backs are a dime a dozen, then you know what? If they're a dime a dozen, use the heck out of them if you need to and use him, and then do what you got to do when that 4 or 5 years is up. Don't be wasting people's time. So I love it. Love everything about James Cook. Teams better watch out. Teams better watch out because we're not playing games. No games being played, man. No games being played. We got another super chat from my man Lee. What is up, Lee? What's happening, bro? James mother effing Cook. Yo, I gotta give that to you, boy. James Cook was on fire today, boy. Fire for that. Yo, he was on fire. And you know what? He's got to get the flowers. He deserves it. And he was doing that thing. So James Cook, salute to my man James Cook. No doubt. No doubt about it, man. B Sully. What's up, B Sully? Thanks for that super chat, B Sully. B Sully comes in and says, hey, our offensive play calling and Josh decisions is still concerned. Really? Let me read that again. Our offense play calling and Josh decisions are still concerning. So he's still concerned with the play calling. And B Sully, I can't agree with you. I'm sorry. I can't agree with you because this offensive play calling today was what worked. Because you just can't have an offense that all you do is go deep and get your guys to go deep, because all you got to do is sit on it. If you're good safety, you bait this quarterback and you're on it. So sometimes you got to take what they give you, because eventually they're going to have to move up, because if they don't, we start methodically going down the field and eating clock. We have 40 minutes of clock possession, of ball possession. So you want to play back? Then we'll take what you give us and we'll methodically kill clock and eat it and keep going and keep going. So I'm going to disagree with you, B. Sully. And you know you're my boy. But I got to disagree, brother. I got to disagree. And my man Silas already came through and said he called it. And he was absolutely right, man. He called it. He said what he said. And he was on it. And last but not least, I got my guy thinking out loud. What up, thinking out loud? What's happening, bro? Yo, he says, am I tripping? No spread offense on first and second downs. Josh more under center. Better play action to get double-headed tight ends open. Trey needs to get his weight up. Well, there's a whole lot of things you said there, brother, but let me just take one at a time, right? So the spread offense, we didn't do many. I mean, when you bring in Kincaid and 12 personnel is what you clearly want to do, and that's where you're going to have most of your success, why not? We already know we can do the spread offense. So now let's start to work on using our 12 personnel. And the 12 personnel we did. And you saw the difference today. Look at that. We still put up 38 points. Josh still had over 270 yards rush passing. I mean, ain't nothing wrong with it. I'll keep it. Let's keep rolling with it. And last but not least, Trey needs to get his weight up. Tre'Davious White, listen, man. Tre'Davious White is still getting his wheels wet. He's still getting his bearings wet, if you will. And he's still trying to, you know what I'm saying, establish himself as the old Trey. Maybe he's pressing too hard to be the old Trey. I don't know. But one thing's for sure, he will get tested. And there's only one way to answer it is just, by stepping up and doing what you got to do. Now, tackling is not his forte. So if you're talking about getting in the run fits and getting in there, I mean, it's indifferent. Not all corners, are dogs like that. But He will get to where he needs to be. Now, my big thing was I don't think he will. I mean, I've been saying this all offseason. I don't know if he's going to be the same Trey White prior to injury. But it's early. He's still working out the kinks. He's still getting used to things. And maybe he does become that guy. But right now, I ain't worried about a damn thing because this defense only allowed 10 points today. Only 10 points. And I'll take it. I'll take all of that. Ivan Martinez. What's up, Ivan? Ivan comes in and says, hey, Rico, we actually do play the Bengals. It's week 9, but go Bills for the win tonight. Did I missed it? You're right. The Bengals week 9, right after Tampa. We play Tampa, and then we play the Bengals, and then we play the Broncos. Man, I must have skimmed through that list real quick. So, yes, we do play the Bengals week 9. You are absolutely right. And guess what? They're going to be hungry. They're going to be desperate. They're going to do whatever they need to do to try to get their tail back in order. And you know what? It's going to be our job to make sure we shut it down, because by week 9, we should be the healthiest. We should be where everything is rolling. And listen, we should be unstoppable by then. We'll see. We shall see. It's a long season, one game at a time. We took down the Raiders, on to the Washington Commanders. And we got big things coming. We got big cheeks to clap. We just clapped the Raiders, and now the cheeks of the damn Washington Commanders are coming out. So we're going to clap them cheeks. We don't play no games, man. We're going to clap them cheeks real good. Trust and believe that. And I got my boy Rio. I don't know if you guys remember my man Rio. And he has a Commanders podcast and a Commanders obviously a YouTube page. And he's been on our channel last year a couple times. And good dude, super good dude. So we'll be collaborating ourselves sometime this week. So look for that to happen. And we gonna do it up, man. We gonna do it up. And by the way, the Giants are losing 17-0. What the hell is Brian Dable doing? Y'all still want Brian Dable? We good. I'm teasing because I love Brian Dable, but I'm teasing. But I mean, the problem was they paid Daniel Jones. I don't know what the hell they were thinking. What were you thinking hitching your wagon to Daniel Jones? Shame. Shame, shame, shame. But you know what? That's their problem. They can deal with that in New Jersey. You know what I'm saying? We good over here in New York. In New York. You feel me? I'm acting like I'm from New York. But you know what it is. So that's it for me, folks. Huge game today. I got another super chat. Super chat coming in. Super chat. James Cook had them yards after contact today. Dude, James Cook was money today. James Cook was a breath of fresh air in the run game. And it was lovely to see because I just love the run game so damn much. I love a team that can run the football because you assert your dominance. Like, you know, I'm going to run the football. You got to stop it. And when you can't stop it, it's a problem. And then when you can't stop it, now I can do what the hell I want with you. Run the ball, throw the ball. The screenplay becomes effective. And we haven't really even gotten to that bag yet. So you just wait and see. More to come. How about them Giants? All right, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you guys enjoyed today's game. I hope you guys enjoyed that dub. I hope you guys enjoyed the pregame show. I hope you guys enjoyed the live reaction show where my man P Money, my man Pierre was holding it down. He had that Jose Cuervo taking shots all day with y'all. I mean, he was a little saucy, and I'm going to put him right in his place right after this because we got to go and chop it up. So that's it for me. If you guys want to touch base and hear more of the Buffalo Fanatics, listen, all social media platforms, hit us up. It's supportbf.com. It's really simple. My man Rev goes on Saturdays. He hooks us up and he starts the week up with a nice pregame show on the Saturday. Then he hits us up on the Sunday and we all try to collab with one another. And then we got myself and Pierre that hits you up with the live show and then the postgame show. And then we got Z-Bot tomorrow afternoon, evening, around 8 o'clock. And then I'm back at it again on Tuesday. Folks, it's a great week when the Bills win. So if you guys want to continue to support the Buffalo Fanatics, it is much appreciated. It's really simple. Supportbf.com is where everything is at. And we appreciate everything that you guys continue to do. And we're always going to be, looking to, get that engagement from you guys. So it's always loved and we appreciate it very much so. And before I get out of here, man, 38-10 Bills. We come in, we host, we protect our dirt, and we clap. We clap them cheeks up, baby. What cheeks are next? You know what I'm saying? I should tell my wife, get ready. The cheeks getting clapped. Let me handle this thing first, and then we're going to handle that. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's the Buffalo Fanatics. It's the Rico Report. It's not live, by the way, folks. For those thinking that the barbershop is live, it's not live. We got a we pre-record, we chop it up. You know what I'm saying? We talk about it all, and there's no holds barred. And then we do an early release for the members. If you want to get the early release, guys, it's really simple. Just join. Supportbf.com is that simple. And you get the early release before everybody else does, and then we drop it later on. So let me go enjoy my cheek clapping, and I'm going to get out of here. Folks, have yourself a fantastic rest of the afternoon. And until next time, we will do this again. It's the Bills 38-10. Hey, we'll catch you on the flip side. It's the Buffalo Fanatics. It's the Rico Report.